Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into something a bit unexpected. It's Admiral William H McRaven's book, Make Your Bed. Lessons from a Navy SEAL. Our mission. To really unpack the practical wisdom here from, a 37-year SEAL career and see how it applies to your life. I mean, a book by a SEAL about making your bed. It sounds simple, but there's definitely more to it.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what's fascinating. It comes straight out of his intense experiences as a Navy SEAL. I mean, one of the toughest forces out there. But it's really not just another self-help book. He distills these 10, pretty profound life lessons from SEAL training, from actual missions. And the amazing thing is how universal they feel. Really, anyone can connect with them no matter what you do.
Okay, so let's get into that first one then, the one everyone talks about. Start your day by making your bed. It seems almost too simple. What's the real takeaway McRaven is pushing here?
Right. It does sound simple, but he uses it as this powerful metaphor. It's more than just a small win. Think of it as the first deliberate act of discipline in your day, a day where maybe everything else could go wrong or demand perfection. So making the bed gives you that immediate sense of accomplishment. Control, even, sets a positive tone. McRaven's core idea is pretty straightforward. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never do the big things right. It's about building that mental foundation, for the bigger stuff later.
That makes sense. Building discipline from, the ground up with something small. Okay, so beyond that foundational piece, what other lessons did you find particularly maybe counterintuitive or impactful from his experiences?
Well, yeah, we can't hit all 10 today, obviously, but a couple really stand out. Besides making the bed, there's don't be afraid of the circus. The circus in SEAL training. That was basically extra intense physical punishment if you messed up a drill. McRaven's point is that facing that difficulty head-on, not fearing it, was actually key to getting stronger, to growing. Then there's stand up to the bullies. That's a huge one about courage. Finding it even when you feel totally outnumbered or intimidated. And these aren't just like nice sayings. They're drawn from incredibly high stakes, real situations. They show real human strength, resilience.
Yeah, those sound intense.
Yeah.
And the one that really caught my eye was get over being a sugar cookie. What on earth does that mean, a sugar cookie?
Huh? Yeah, it sounds funny, but it hits on something really important, how we deal with unfairness. So in SEAL training, if you messed up, maybe your uniform wasn't perfect, whatever the punishment was, to run into the cold surf, get soaked, then roll around on the beach until you were completely covered in sand. That's the sugar cookie. And you had to stay like that all day. But here's the thing sometimes. You'd get sugar cookied, even if you did everything perfectly right, just because. So McRaven's lesson from this is profound. Life isn't always fair. Accept it. Don't get bitter. Don't waste energy complaining. Adapt. Shake off the sand, basically, and keep moving forward. And you think, how often do we get sugar cookied by life, feel unfairly treated, and then we just stew on it instead of moving on?
Wow. Okay, that's a powerful image
Yeah.
and a tough lesson. These lessons obviously make sense in extreme situations like SEAL training, but for the rest of us, our everyday stuff, is there a risk it feels a bit disconnected, or does he really make that connection work for, regular life?
That's actually the beauty of it, I think. McRaven is very clear that you absolutely don't need to be in the military. You don't need to face combat to use these ideas. He bridges that gap really effectively by showing how these simple acts, discipline, courage, resilience, acceptance, they're fundamental building blocks for anyone. Doesn't matter if you're a student trying to focus or a professional dealing with a setback at work or just anyone trying to improve themselves. The lessons offer real practical value through small, consistent actions. And the book itself reflects that it's short, really concise, like just over 100 pages. But the writing is so crisp, so grounded in reality. It just sticks with you. It has this lasting impact.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's not theoretical fluff. It's wisdom that comes from actual lived, often harsh experience.
Yeah.
It shows that these small things done consistently really can change your own life, maybe even ripple outwards, as he suggests.
It's a challenge, isn't it? A challenge to you, the listener, to just be better by getting the small things right every single day. Exactly. It's not about sudden, grand transformations. It's about that sustained, fundamental change that comes from small, steady effort. Consistency is key.
So maybe that's the final thought to leave everyone with today. What's one small thing you can commit to doing right, consistently, that might just create a ripple? Something bigger for your day or maybe even your whole life.